Hi everyone, this is Dango from Rocky Valley server. In this video, we are going to talk about how to use and how to build Virash in Langrisser Mobile. So I have to say sorry because this video is kind of delayed. I was in the hospital the whole last week, so I cannot make any content. I was trying to finish it before the release, but now, but because I was in the hospital, I can't really do that. But now I am back to my home, so I finally can make this video. And to celebrate that, that everything went okay in the hospital. So I actually bought the equal of that skin for Virish. I usually don't have equal of that skin the first week when the new character release. Yeah, so this is really a celebration for me to get this skin early on. I actually summoned for Night of Mystery at the beginning, but I think Varish is also a very strong character. This is why I put a lot of summons in this banner and I get both characters to 5-star. So Varish is actually very very strong. So you can check his talent. At 6-star, when Varish has very low health point, he can actually have 50% of increase in damage dealt, and he has 7 lives. And he cannot be killed for 3 turns after you take his first life. So these are to me very very strong talents. So they have very special usage, and this skin just fits Varish very very well because Varish is a true fighter. He is a very very strong fighter that you just cannot kill him. He has the fighter spirit to fight with you, especially this scale backbreaker. This is a very, very amazing skill. I'm going to show you guys a little bit in a minute. For example, let's just pick a random map. Maybe this is not the map to pick. Yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how this skill works, just in case some of you guys don't know how this works. So I'm just going to put my variage here. The other thing that I think Virish is very strong is because Virish has one of the best troop for the water unit. Yeah, this troop at full level, I believe Lizardman have like 50% ish increase in the attack, is very very strong. And because Varish can always use that skill to stay in water, this basically means that you can always activate this Lizardman. And also in some of the map, when you have more water, when you have water spout, it's just a free spot provided for Lizardman, making the attack of Varish very strong. Oh, luckily we didn't really kill. Yeah, this is what happened. So this is basically fighting like a fighter, right? After Varish used this skill, he actually moved this character from this position to that position. So this is one of the skill that make Varish very, very interesting. So yeah, so the only condition for this skill is that when you are trying to use this skill, the unit cannot be guarded. For example, if you attack here and there is a tank here, then this tank is guarding for this character. You cannot move that tank to here. But if enemy already moved his tank and you just jump in and use that skill, you can actually move this tank from that position to that position. So it's basically move your enemy in front of you to move the enemy like backwards. So this is very interesting. So if this is a tank here, if he is guarding these 2 characters, and you just move the tank to here, then it means these 2 characters are no longer within guard range. Then if you have other characters that can jump in, you can just kill these 2 characters. They will not be guarded. So this is actually a very very interesting skill. But this is the skill in the third line. So it basically means if you want to use Virish, you have to fully, you have to get all of this land. Yeah, you basically need to fully upgrade your Virish. You need to spend 3 runestone on him. But I really think it is worth it. It is a very interesting skill, and I think it is one of the reasons that he's very, it basically makes him a very interesting and strong character. So the other skill that he gets is not super amazing. This roar is always a very like just a very solid melee skill. So usually you would bring this set of skill in the battle. So remember, this Acquia Blast is also a very strong ability. It actually allows Virash to kill tanks, right? If especially if you are using like Ragnarok and you are attacking a non-bracer juggler, then that juggler is basically dead, right? This is 2.0 damage in water. This is basically the highest multiplier for single target skill that players can get. Usually you have like the highest is like 1.6, 1.7. You just don't have a lot of 2.0 scale. Yeah, this Acquia Blast can allow him to deal insane amount of damage. So I am not fully, I didn't fully leveled his bond yet, but at the full level, this attack percent is like 45-ish. Yeah, so it basically means that Varys troop actually hits very hard, and this in water attack increase 50%, just censored very well with Varys. I have to correct myself a little bit. This should be 45% at level 10, but still very strong. Also, Varus has very high attack bound. This should be 40% attack if you get your Varus fully maxed, like or just basically max out all the attack bound. This should be 40%. So very strong for Varus to use that lizard man, especially in water. Then let's move on to talk about how to really build Virish. So the troop that he is going to use is going to be Lizardman. This is basically, in most cases you will use that one. In PvE content, maybe in some case you will also use heavy infantry, or you are using Amazon champion when you know this map has a lot of cavalry units. But for PvP, really, maybe yeah, I would say the only choice is like Lizardman. Maybe if you aren't sure you are fighting against the Landius, like you're sure like you have a lot of cavalry units to fight with, then Amazon champion could be an interesting choice for you as well. It's just yeah, in most cases it's going to be Lizardman. And then in PvE content, maybe you will also use heavy infantry. The other troops, they are not very strong enough for you to use. And for gears, the best weapon is going to be Ragnarok. If you don't have Ragnarok, you can use maybe Peacemaker and also Mandarin. Yeah, yeah. If you don't have Ragnarok, these two are okay, but they are not as good as Ragnarok. If you have Ragnarok, you really just want to use Ragnarok. And then the armor, the best armor is actually Monkey King's Vessel, but I don't have one for now. I used to have plenty, but I think I sell them for ores out. Now I regret a little bit. But then if you don't have that, Lacerite can be used. But Lacerite is actually not really needed. So if you have this Sakura armor, you can use Sakura armor as well. Yeah, the best choice for Varish is the Monkey King West, the one that when you are attacked, you have extra attack and crit chance. That one is the best for Varish. Because Varish don't really have full health points, all the time. He has like he has 7 lives within 3 turns. So a lot of time he is actually not in full health point. So last thread is actually not very, effective for him. So Monkey King West is much better. So yeah, that's basically for the armor. For the headgear, Red Ribbon is the best for him. You already understand why is that? It's because, after he revived, like after you attack, then you killed yourself, or you have very low health points. This can basically heals Varish after the battle. So when the enemy like try to attack you, and when you are trying to do the counter attack, you will have more strength, right? So this is why Red Ribbon actually fit Varish very well. It's basically fits the best fighter, right? A true fighter should always use a real Red Ribbon so that he know, who he is fighting for, right? This is probably some girl provided this red ribbon for him, so he know who he is fighting for. Very interesting. And this accessory is basically for PvP content. The only accessory I recommend is Apex Boot. I don't think you should use Varish without Apex Boot. For PvE content, then you have some other choice. For example, these wind shunt guards can make your Virish pretty tanky, especially in some of the water map when you use the move again skill. When your Virish is in water, he can be very, very tanky. And also, if you don't have that, then the fairy boot, the boot that you can allow you to move again after you attack, that is pretty good as well. Let me check if you have one of those. If I have one of those, I should have. Yeah, yeah, here, Spirit Book actually. It's called Spirit Book. Yeah. So it basically you can move 2 blocks after attacking a target. So what happens is that when, especially in PvE content, when you use this backbreaker, you move the position of the enemy, and then you can move, so you can open up the spots for your enemy, for your other friendly units to follow up, or just makes your life easier, right? So yeah, so he can have better position. Yeah, but for PvP, really the only accessory that I would recommend is Apex Boot. It's just the mobility is a big issue in PvP battle. With this skill, with this title search, then he can already move like travel 5 spots, which is not bad but not great. But if he can travel 6 spots, or if the breeze is triggered, then he can travel like 3 plus 1 plus 2. Yeah, so if he can travel 6 spots, that's really, really awesome. So yeah, and if you have another breeze which is plus 2, yeah, that's really, really great travel distance. So that makes your Varish easier to initiate a battle. And you do want to use Varish to initiate a battle because he has he has a very strong killing potential, and he can revive after he's killed. So a very, very strong and interesting character. I think he fits in like lots of function, like lots of playstyle as well. If your goal is to is to kill tanks, I think Varus has the ability to kill tanks in, yeah, like as long as your enemy is not using like bracer on juggler, then he has the potential to just kill juggler, or he has the potential to follow up to kill juggler after you deal some damage to break the last right of juggler first. So yeah, because those are very, very high damage skills, and yeah, I think Varish is a very, very interesting character to use, and you may need to consider a specific box for him because his faction is not great, only being in Meteor Strike and Legend faction, meaning that you can only rely on land use, Sigma, or Zareda to call faction buff. So the characters that can call faction buff are super annoying. Landius and Zareda is usually banned very early, so sometimes it could be hard to find a faction buffer for Varish. But lots of people are using like Sophia, are using Valor, are using like Ritual and Diana. So these characters can either cast Gospel that can serve as a small faction buff, or the Stretching skill, or like even Mass Attack. Those can all buff Varish attack. So as long as he has enough attack, this is enough because he's a fighter. He don't care about defense side, right? He can just kill himself and revive, and with the gear, with the girl that in his mind, he can have enough health points, and he's ready to fight again. So a true fighter, Varish. Yeah. So we will see how Varish perform in Apex Arena. He is right now one of my secret weapon that I was not planning to use him much before the playoff, but we will definitely see how well he can perform. So that's all about this video. I hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy the video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I will bring more of the Langrisser Mobile content in the future. Peace.